send out a message to all our want to be wives and husbands out there. This is for the wives. Things you want to do to prepare to be a wife. Preparing to be a wife is about more than just wedding planning, it's about being emotionally ready, uh, being able to communicate your personal journey, your personal growth, and understanding that this is a lifelong partnership or this is something that we want to do lifelong. Now, here are some key elements that are required if you want to have a long standing shot at a good relationship and being a good wife. First and foremost, there must be some kind of personal growth and journey for you. You have to know yourself, understand what your values are, your goals are, your expectations are in the relationship, your expectations of yourself, your expectations of him. These are things that you need to know before you get married. So you have a better, a deeper understanding of what it entails. Emotional maturity. Everybody has to be emotionally mature. You should know if you're emotionally mature. Learn how to handle conflicts, compromise, being able to express yourself, being able to express love, and being able to express your feelings are very important when you want to be a wife. You should have an independent nature. A lot of people say you shouldn't have an independent nature, but you should. You have to develop skills to handle conflict just in case just in case something happens to your spouse. You should be able to run the household, run the family, take care of the children. You should be able to do all of these things. So you should develop financial security, stability, decision making skills. You should do all of these things. You cannot lose uh, your autonomy in the marriage. You have to be your individual own person because at some points you might be alone and you might have to handle things on your own and you be flailing around like nobody's business if you don't have uh, a way to go in which you're taking care of the family and know how to take care of the family and do all these things. You also have to be ready for the relationship. Everybody has to be ready for a relationship. And one of the primary things that you need to have is healthy communication. Healthy communication, knowing how to speak, when to speak, practice active talking, journal, learn to express yourself clearly, learn how to resolve conflicts without being angry, learn to express yourself without being loud and boisterous. You also have to learn conflict resolution skills. That's really important because other people have different ways of resolving skills, and you have to know the different types and different ways in which people do things. Learn how to disagree respectfully and work through those issues without having residual feelings or resentment later on. That's most important. Learn other people's how other people express themselves, how other people's love language. That's it, love language. Learn other people's love language. When you don't know other people's love language or you're not aware of other people's love language, you tend to overlook it and you don't really nurture someone else's love language. You need to know your love language. You need to know their love language. You need to know all of these things that make this person feel deeply, how you learn to feel deeply, how you learned how to express yourself. You need to know these love languages. Practice and put into play uh, all the skills that make you an adult. Learn how to pay bills, learn how to budget, learn how to save, learn what it takes to run a household. What bills you got? Gas, water, electric, the mortgage or the rent, the gas, the garbage. All of these things. Learn financial literacy. It's literacy and financial responsibility. Learn that. Learn how to manage a home. These are all things that you should know before you become a wife. Before you become a wife. Not half-heartedly. You need to know some of these things. You need to know how to cook, you need to know how to clean, need to know how to organize, and you need to know how to uh put the job down when the job is required to put down. When you have people at home, you cannot bring the job home. You have to learn how to leave that job at the job and focus on your family. Work life and balance, that's what it's called. I forgot. Become emotionally stable. Become emotionally ready. Learn how to regulate yourself. Learn patience and understanding. You have to be very flexible in the things that you think and say, but you have to be steadfast and someone has to be able to trust you. Angry words are sometimes said and reflected, and you have to learn how to let those things go when it's very important. If you are a family that wants to practice faith, faith is very important, and both of your faiths should be aligned, and you should know your partner's faith. You should know what your partner thinks about the Bible, what he thinks about this, his moral code, your moral code. You should know all of these things if you're preparing to be a wife. You need to know these core beliefs and values of your companion. Okay? Completely and understand what a role of the wife entails. Most people don't have any clue as to what the role of a wife entails. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do the traditional thing. There's not too many traditional women. And people think that's a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think marriage and relationships need to be redefined. Okay? Every marriage is unique, every relationship is unique, and your role as a wife should align with you both of your values, and it should work to build and sustain your relationship. It should not be something someone put in a book and then said this is what you have to follow, because we all don't believe in similar books and we all don't believe in following a set pattern. So you should define your own relationship. Make sure you support each other. You make sure you get the support that you need. If you don't get the support from your husband, you need to be getting that support from someone outside of the relationship. I'm talking a group, a female group, some kind of group that understands your problems and issues, that you can, talk to and present unique challenges to. Now, I don't care what people say. I heard on another panel that marriage is not a partnership. Yes, it's a partnership to a certain extent. It's a partnership. It's a team effort. It's not just about fulfilling traditional roles or expectations, or his role or his expectation or yours or this, that, and the third. It's about both of you defining what that relationship looks like, how you want your relationship to go forward. Your husband may not want a wife who cooks. He may be on the go all the time where he doesn't need a wife that needs to cook. He may have a wife that he doesn't want to have children. He just wants you and him, and that's your family. There's many different things that you all have to discuss before you become a wife. Okay? Try to have some kind of uh, uh, premarital counseling, right? Try to be able to talk to someone. This is so that you face maybe some challenges and some interesting developments that you have not thought of before. Strategies that help you have conflict resolution, strategies that help you get past the anger. This is to help you strengthen your bond. These are reasons why you um, go to premarital counseling. Also discuss what your goals are, what your work goals are, what your personal goals are, what kind of children or amount of children that you want to have. How do you want to raise them? The boundaries that you may have that may be broken or may have been maybe something that are deal breakers, but you haven't discussed them already. This is the time to discuss it. Okay, be willing to grow together, uh, practice faith and religion and companionship to get ship together. Be willing to grow with each other and do what is necessary in order for the relationship to last. Okay? This is some of the things that you need to do when you are preparing, when you really want to prepare yourself to be a wife. You do these things. This is not an all inclusive. This is just a guideline that you can go by and say, oh, okay, well, I think I've done that, or oh, okay, I haven't done that. There's many dynamics to being in a relationship. Primarily, there has to be a we attitude, a group attitude, a companion, a partnership attitude. Okay, it has to be all in. It cannot be halfway. It has to be all in. Okay. This is the HQ from the Wife Code with HQ channel. Please like, subscribe, and share if you liked the information that I gave you. And I will be tuning in sometime for the rest of the week. Just look out for my little tidbits. And this is HQ.